it's Katrina. Welcome to my channel. I guess I really feel like filming today because I just filmed my Friday reads and I decided to try my hand at a book review. Today I will be talking about Truthwitch by Susan Dennard, which I just finished. I decided to do my first book review on this because one, I really love the book, and two, I just met Susan Dennard last night. She was super freaking sweet at the book signing. We were at a library and the book signing was taking a little bit longer than it should have, and the library was closing, and she still had kind of a line, and she was just absolutely adamant about staying and finish signing the books because she didn't just sign it and just put your name, make it personal. She like freaking wrote you a different, like everyone got a different message. It was really sweet. In mine, she said, "For the lovely Katrina, thanks so much for reading. I am so happy you enjoyed. Remember to be the truth in a storm of lies." And she put little hearts and smiley faces everywhere. And she was just the sweetest thing ever. So I decided to do a really short kind of review because personally I don't watch that many reviews because even though they say no spoilers, usually there's just more information than I want to know going to book. I usually like to know the bare minimum, like, okay, I think I might like this book, and nothing else about it. I want everything else to be a surprise. I gave the book 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I don't know if it's more 4.5 to 5, but regardless, I really love the book. Before I get into what the book is about, I just want to say I'm probably going to butcher the names, even though I personally asked her to pronounce some of the names for me, and I'm still going to mess it up. The story is about 2 female best friends who are pretty kick-ass, and I've never read a book with like 2 female protagonists that were just really good friends. It was really refreshing. I don't think it's a spoiler to really say that these 2 are probably meant to save the world that was created in the Witchlands. The story's focused on, I believe, like 3 main territories or empires that are pretty much going to be pitted against each other, and since they're the main characters, we can assume that they're the ones who are going to save the world. This world, there's a lot of different kinds of magic, so if you're a witch or you use witchery as they call it, you don't have like a million different powers. You usually have a set kind of power. So the 2 main characters, Safi, she is a truth witch, and then Iswelt, I don't remember what she said, but she's a thread witch. So there's like thread witches, truth witches, wind witches, blood witches, and so forth and so on. It's not just elemental, like there's like fire witches, and when I said like fire and wind, it sounded like there'd be just the elements, but there's just different categories in general. I did learn last night though that a certain character was influenced by a certain character in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I thought that was really awesome, and if you read the book you probably know who she's talking about and who she ships, and decided that there was a certain ship in Avatar: The Last Airbender that didn't happen that she's probably going to make happen in the next book, which I'm kind of excited for. That might have not made sense to most of you. So like I said, it's about 2 best friends. There's a lot of magic, there's a lot of fighting. It's like action-packed throughout the entire book. I don't think it rarely slowed down, and the fighting scenes were freaking awesome, especially when the best friends fought together. I think it was really interesting how the 2 best friends came from 2 very different worlds. One of them is from nobility, and the other one is kind of from a race or group of people that everyone else is super rude and like pretty racist and just super mean to her. And so it was just really interesting seeing 2 very different characters being very close. Like I said, it was just really refreshing to see 2 very strong female characters backing each other up. Magic, it's fantasy, the world building. It is one of those books that kind of throws you head first into the world, so in the beginning it can be kind of confusing, but personally I like those books that I kind of have to work for in my head. If it's not easy for you to world build in your head, it might take you a little while to get used to the book. It might mess up how you feel about the book, but keep reading. I promise you will like it. Everything starts to make sense after a while. Great world building, fantasy, magic, action. There's a little bit of romance in it, but it doesn't drive the plot, which I was really excited for. It was more focused on the 2 best friends. Personally, I like when there's just a little bit of romance, especially if it's done well. It still makes a big impact without having to like drive the plot and be super annoying and super cheesy, which it wasn't at all. Really enjoyed that aspect of it as well. I got a little worried when I could tell that 2 certain characters were starting to get feelings for each other, even though it was like that love-hate kind of relationship. I was worried that that's the direction the book was going to go in, but it wasn't, and it still stayed true to it being about 2 female best friends. Another reason why these reviews are probably going to be very short, because I have a lot of feelings and thoughts about books, and I just can't articulate them very well. So I'm just going to stick with, I highly recommend this book. 5 out of 5 stars. Please read it. If you've read it, comment below. Let me know what you thought about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Please read the book if you haven't, and I'll see you guys next time.